Okay, I think I'm streaming now. I don't know. I don't know. If you're over on Desiree's channel, please don't leave her channel. I'm over here doing this live just so I can have a recording of it, and I don't feel like recording it on record. So I'm doing a craft roulette card, and I am doing a matchbook card. And off camera this morning, I made matches, and each one of the matches has an affirmation on it. So the front matches do, and the back matches do. And what I did was I recycled something. I received something in the mail yesterday from um, Pear Blossom Press, and I thought, okay, let's find a way to recycle this envelope. So I've trimmed it down and scored it like a 1/4 inch right here, and so that it can close this way. So now what I need to do is cover it, and I'll put the matches in later. And I'm going to be using this rainbow stencil, and I'm going to be using Celebrate. Hi, Di. Say that again. What? Say what again? Oh my gosh. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, I didn't want anybody to leave, include a thank yous channel to come over here, but I had already planned this and I need to get this done because I need to get it done. So this is just a recycled hard envelope. So I need to cover it, and what I want to do here, I think, I want to go, uh, let's measure. The back is a mess, but I don't really care. I want to measure from here to here. Happy Father's Day to those who celebrate. So this is well, it's about 4.5 by 8.25. Okay. So these are 4.25, I think. Too small because I've got all this stuff I need to cover. So we'll get another piece of paper. Yeah, I'm recording because I want to have a record of this, but I don't want to do a pre-record and try and do a voiceover and all that garbage. I'm tired. I'm tired. All right, let's grab some accent opaque and let's cut this down to 4.5. Yeah. And then cut a 1/4 inch off. So I'm just eyeballing a 1/4 inch. And need a teensy bit more. So I don't know if you guys have this stamp set, but it's all these like affirmations from Tim Holtz, and they're all just like piled on this one sticky sheet. I have no idea how I'm going to get them back on that sheet in order. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to have to put them on a different sheet. Let's round the corners here. All right, where's the corner rounder? Here it is. And we did the 10 mm. Now I haven't even opened the stencil, so I see that it's got clouds. And so we've got straight and curved. We've got a key, and I kind of have an idea for key. We've got a matchbook card and park colors. Well, park can be any color depending on the park you go to. Okay, good. There are cloud masks. That's what I was thinking about. Awesome sauce. Ah, and there are masks to the rainbows too. Okay. So I'm going to start with my rainbow. And how do I want this? I think I want it to come It's not obviously not. Oh, wait, here's the biggest one. Gotta pay attention. Okay, good. That's what I want. Let's keep that down a little bit low. I've got an eye infection going on. I have the worst problems with my eyes, friends. They just like to get infected. Okay. I'm going to have to use some of my purple tape because I'm out of mint tape. And I do want to tape this stencil down. Tape that paper down. And so we're going to go red. And I think I'll use Distress Oxides for this so that I can kind of blend them together. So let's do Lumberjack Plaid. Morning, Paula. I need a sticky mat to hold these things down. Okay, I've got a little piece of one here. Okay, Lumberjack Plaid. Do not have a red brush, but I have an orange one, and that'll work. Get a little rainbow going on here. And these stencils are cool because they're etched, and so you can kind of see where the last one was. Got our red. Let go. And I should probably wipe up as I go so I don't mess everything else up and get it all over my hands and everything. Let's get our orange. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, so that orange is going to, wait a sec, I need it to go like that. And for orange, I think I'll use, let's wipe this brush off. Let's go with, which orange do I want? Let's go with Carved Pumpkin. Hey, Andrea, Flo. See, what I think I'll do is draw little shapes in the rainbows, and one of the shapes will be keys. Okay. Now we need our yellow. Oops, I ought to dab that up before I move on to the next color because I can see that it's very wet. And I'm not worried about the edges because I'll throw some clouds on there. I can't really use my sticky mat because it's not big enough to handle all this. Okay, for yellow, I'm gonna go pretty bright. Let's go with the mustard seed. I hate getting a person's name wrong too, but I do it often. It is what it is. So this card would be a wonderful journal tuck because it's got all those affirmations and it's heavier, but it is A9 sized. So there's our red, our yellow. Gosh, I don't even can't even say colors right today. Yellow. This one must be green. This one back. Yeah, that's green. And let's do Twisted Citron for our green. Ba, 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 ba. You might ask yourself, why am I not using my new blending buddies? Well, I need to collect the rest of the colors, and this is such a small area that I don't want to accidentally go over, so it's better to use a smaller brush. And when Trinity finally releases the smaller brushes, that's what I'll probably use. So green. Blue. And for blue, I'm going to have to do, I think, Salty Ocean. No, I want a more of a turquoisey blue. Let's go with, where is Salvage Patina? There it is. Let's go with Salvage Patina. Yes, the stress oxides are awesome for blending. Okay. Now my plan here is to blend this rainbow out so it's not such harsh lines, but whether it works or not is another story. Okay, and then lastly, we have our violet. I didn't even get these on here very straight. That's my morning. I forgot to even bring my coffee, and let's do for that, yeah, wilted violet. Oh, gosh, I love seedless preserves, but it's more in the reds. So I need to kind of behave a little bit on my rainbow. Okay. There's my rainbow. I like it. It's fine. Okay. So to draw in here, I think what I'll use are my Posca paint pens, my new ones, with the brush tip. Let's see how they work out. Oh, don't fall out, drawer. Something fell. So I think in the red, I'm going to do orange, and I think I'll just do some orange polka dots. Because it's supposed to have a key in here, but, a key can just be a decoration. I decided not to blend these out, by the way, because I remember I said I was going to do that, and then I changed my mind. Okay, got some orange polka dots now on my orange. I'm gonna go with a yellow. Let's do some little crazy triangles. This I'll have to turn the paper a bunch of times because my brain won't do a triangle incorrectly. I'm gonna try though. Well, those almost look like hearts. That'd be okay too. So on the Trinity Stamps design team, we all agreed that this month, when we do our craft roulette cards, since Trinity Stamps is one of the sponsors, one of the spin sponsors, that we would use our Trinity products. So that's why you've seen me use it the last 3 weeks. Although I tend to use them a lot anyway for craft roulette because everything's always so stinking cute. Okay, triangle. I think I'll put the keys in the next row. Hey, Blossom. Good morning. Good morning, Cheryl. You guys are all up early on a Sunday morning. I've been awake since, I don't know, 4 or so. Okay, here. Now I'm going to come from bottom here. Let's see, what other shapes? We're going to do key shapes. We're going to do triangles. What else? We've got dots. I could do bigger dots. And these are all colors you would see in a park because you could be at an amusement park. Or a lot of the toys now on the parks, the swings and stuff like that, are brightly colored. Wonder about anybody else. A park is a place where I feel like I could take a nap. And I know it's crazy, but the sounds of the swings and the sounds of the people, just like that ambient background noise, that kind of thing makes me sleepy. If I was in a hammock in the shade, yep, I'd definitely nap. You guys let me know if I run into any little technical difficulties that I don't recognize. I might have to do my orange spots over again because my ink was still pretty wet. Okay, one more. Yeah, that's enough for the triangles. Okay, so in the next one we'll do a green, and let me see which green do I want. I want number 32. And I think it's this one. Yep. See if I can make key shapes. Oh my gosh, Blossom, that's a lot of hard work. Oh, by the way, I meant to ask you because I was going to stamp you out some of those Norse guys. If you were going to color them, how you were going to color them so I could know what kind of paper to stamp on. That kind of looks like a key, but it kind of looks like an umbrella too. We'll do that and we'll do that. That's the ugliest key I ever saw in my life. And you guys can't probably even see it. There we go. It looks more like a flower. So let me try and do better. We'll start with the key part. That doesn't really look like a key either. But it's gonna be. That's what they are. If anybody asks, friends, these are keys. That looks more like a key. Although it's still a flower. Okay, got you. Oh, yes, camping, 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 camping. So we'll do another key going this way. And they don't all have to be the same. These are horrible keys. T, terrible, terrible, terrible. I'm not famous for my drawing skills. I think they need to have little ends on them. And another one going. Let's go this way with it. That's the most key looking one there. Let's do an upside down one. Okay, so my best luck was doing 3 little circles, doing the line, and then making the little dealy bobs on there. Let's go this way with one. Okay, this way with one. These are going to be the longest ones to make. I'm not feeling bad. My eye's infected today. It started last night, and what happens is I get pain behind my eye, and then it swells up. And I don't know that it's necessarily an infection, but an irritation. And so it hurts and waters and does all the things that are annoying with eye problems. I've had even ultrasounds of this eye, and they cannot find a doggone thing wrong with it. Let's fill that one in. Let's fill this one in. Those are the crookedest keys I ever saw in my life. Morning, child. Good morning. You're up early on a Sunday. Happy Father's Day to your hubby, to everybody's hubby who's a dad. Happy Father's Day. Let's go this way with one. That one's a fatty. Needs to get off the Twinkies. These are fine tip, but they're not that fine, friends. Let's get one going this way. I have to have one that definitely acts like key. Okay. So next layer, I'm going to need a blue. Let's go with the 185. Sky blue. And I think we'll do squiggles. Hey, Gaz! You're going to ask me a question you were going to ask before. Go for it. Okay, so I think I'm going to go Just little squigglies. And little squigglies coming back the other way. Now let's just double up those squigglies. That'll be fine. I've got a shaky hand. Okay, and then we need a purple. Let's do the 51. Yes, Paula, I have fibromyalgia, and that's how they like to blame it. Hi, Jim. Hi, Linda. They say it's my fibro. It's just another type of a flare. Let's do little X's on this one, because they'll be easy. My mom used to tell me a story when we'd travel somewhere. There's I grew up in California, in Northern California, but we used to drive down to the Bay Area all the time, and we passed by this place called Livermore, California. And there was a building there. There was something there that were giant crosses. And I was learning my alphabet, and I would always say, look at the T's. Well, I like this rainbow so far. Very funky NASA. We've got straight and curved in here. Hey, Mama Juju. So you know where Livermore is. Okay, so purple, I'm going to need, should probably do red, but I think I'll do pink. Let's see, do I have a pink here? Light pink, 137. Yeah. And what kind of shape shall we do? Those hearts, of course. Oh, these aren't showing up very well. I want them to show up. I guess I'll just do a better job on them, and maybe they'll show up. I have to do a second layer. Da, 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 da. For some reason, I've got the Tommy song stuck in my head. Not the Tommy song, but something from the album, from the Who. Tommy. Yeah, they tested me for lupus. They tested me for everything, trying to figure out what was going on with my eye. Never could figure it out, but it just flares up once in a while. Usually I go and get like a steroid drop for it, but that's going to have to wait because obviously it's the weekend. And keep it closed a lot. But it just waters and it's just no fun at all. It's a good stencil, huh? Well, Trinity sent me, all of us, everybody on the design team said, look, we have all these things in surplus. So if we send them to you, will you use them? So maybe we can sell some of them. So I said, oh yes, I'm going to need a rainbow, or as many rainbow, and that little Norseman, golly, that guy. I think Justine, another design team member, is going to be doing the Norseman sometime this week on her YouTube. It's a great team to support. I love supporting the Trinity stamps. Um, shop because Tanisa is just an awesome person. The owner. Okay, there's our really cool little rainbow. Kind of boho, right? So then there are masks here so that I can, let me find all the masks. I can kind of lay this mask down and just work from the bottom up, from the top up and then the bottom down. I need tape. I must have more mint tape around here somewhere. Yeah, yay. One more roll. I usually buy it at 3 rolls at a time when it's on sale. Morning, Jana. Yeah, I will get light sensitive, that's for sure. I did put some drops in this morning. They're just allergy drops, but they do help some. And it helps to wash my face a lot. I feel like, you hear creepy stories about mites, and sometimes I feel like the problem is I've got mites and they're dropping into my eye. Now, that could just be me and my paranoia, but actually I should probably put these together because I'm not that neat. Now I'll use a bigger brush, and I will use my blending buddy to make sure whatever color is on there is not on there. And I'm going to use the Salvage Patina, and I'm going to get myself some sky going. Good morning, Dawn. Okay. I'll get the littler masks. Fill in the bottom. Come here. Ah. Whatever I mess up on, I'll find a way to fix, so no worries, friends. I kind of need to, well, I don't necessarily need to mask those areas, but I kind of do. I'm going to put some clouds there. Okay. Oh, that's awesome, Dawn. I'm so glad they're going to see the kids. I don't know your father-in-law, but I kind of really like him from the way you talk about him. Okay. Come here, you. I need that to blend up into there a little bit. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to cover them with clouds. Kind of. I still want it to kind of just blend out right there. Like the rainbows sort of fading into the sky. All right. Now, let's see how that's going to do on here. I'm gonna have a little bit of schmutz showing there, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about that just yet. I'm gonna think that through. Maybe I'll let the schmutz show on the other side. I don't know. Don't know yet. Okay, clouds, clouds. Now, the best way to handle these clouds, I'm gonna say, is gonna be with paint. So, let's stick this sucker down. Try and stick it down so I don't get paint everywhere. And I know I have a dauber that I use specifically for paint. Let's see if I can figure out what I did with it right. So I'm going to grab my P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof. I'm going to put it on. You guys, I'm working myself into a hole again here. Put it on this little mat. I think I'll just dump a little right into this little lid here, in fact. All right, guys, here goes nothing. I'm going to tamp it off so it's not too wet. I'm just going to come in and fill in right here. Paint. Might have to do a couple coats on that. Because it is kind of watered down. I'm just pouncing with one of these little, I think this is a Simon Says stamp, little pouncer. It doesn't take too long for that stuff to dry. It's a happy little rainbow, yes. You need a castaway stamp pad. It uninks to get back a white base. Ooh, I've never heard about that. Good squish here. I know it's working way better than white ink would, that's for sure. Now I do have to kind of wait for that to dry to do the other side. So while I'm waiting for that, I don't want to wait too long though, because my little dauber will get hard and my ink's not, or my thing's not closed. Let's see here. Let's wipe this off. Grab a paper towel. I used to try to crochet with my eye like this, and it was tough. I would crochet until I hurt, basically. Let's see if that's going to mess that up or not. I bet if I lay just a little piece of acetate over that. Hope I didn't screw it up by doing that. We'll find out. Now, if you had this bleed proof white in full strength, it wouldn't show through at all, but this stuff is super watered down. Oh, how lovely, Dawn. It's been rainy and funky here. In between nice. So a little bit of everything. So it'll be raining like heck and windy and scary. And then 15 minutes later, the sun is shining, the birds are singing, la la la. Hopefully that didn't screw that up. Yeah, it did a little bit. Of course it did. Let's just fix it. This is what happens when you're in a hurry and you're impatient. There we go. Okay, now we've got that part. I need, where did my main piece go? Need to figure out what to do with this. Now I could take the white paint. See, if I peel this off, it's going to peel the white off too. I might sand it a little though. Where's my sander? I had that earlier. There it is. Just sand it down a little. So any paint that I do use sticks to it nicely. Let's see here. Let's just go ahead and use paint on that bad boy. Will you unstick from yourself? Thank you. Maybe gesso is going to be the answer there. Fluffy little clouds. Why am I hurrying? I don't know. That's my eye. Let me see if I can find my gesso. This stuff is super thick. Let's get the. I had it out last night and I was messing with it. Here it is. Try and do this without getting it to the inside. And I don't mind if a little tiny bit shows, because I am recycling here. And while waiting for that stuff to dry, I can move on to getting the sentiment going. Okay, I've got my key, I've got my straight, and I've got my curved. So the bottom of the clouds is straight, top of the clouds is curved. Got my matchbook style card. Let's just do a little bit over here. Yeah, that didn't cover very well there at all. I can use, oh, you know what? I'll use washi tape. Yes, my friends, some washi tape. Oh, okay, yeah. Just my eyes acting up again. I felt it last night. I felt pain like in my eye socket, and I thought, oh shoot, there goes my sinuses, because I have a lot of sinus problems too. But then, just wipe that off. Let's get this out of the way. Move this over here. Okay, what's next? Oh yeah. So I'm going to do Celebrate, and How Could We Not? That's my favorite combination of this set. So the Celebrate has, do I want to do the Celebrate in Rainbow? Maybe I do. Each letter is individual, so I can color each one individually. It's the right one. Let's make sure I have the right shadow. I don't. And this is from the Simply Sentimental Celebrate. There's the right shadow. Okay. Yeah, I do my med boxes on Tuesday. Hi, Michelle. Good morning. Okay, let's get on this machine here. Let's get its little parts. And I'll do the Celebrate in white. I'll do that in some accent opaque. Oh, 4 weeks would be nice. I don't know if I have enough room in my little bedside storage to handle that big of a container, though. Okay. Go. Darn it, I was hoping it would all stay in there, but it mostly did. So I want to get this out of the way. I'm going to color my letters first. And we're going to do those on a sticky mat. You guys see my tweezers anywhere? You know they're here somewhere. Move this out of the way. Move those out of the way. Where are you guys? You over there? No. Well, heck. I don't know where the world they went. They're obviously buried here somewhere. All right, I'm gonna have to try and pick these up with my fingers. I have a hard time handling little stuff like that. And I'm gonna have to find them. So see, I need them. I need them. Come on, guys, where are you? Oh, right where they're supposed to be. E L E B R A. Morning, Mary. Working on my craft roulette card. I'm making a matchbook card with an actual matchbook. I mean, not matches that'll light, but you'll see in a minute. I made earlier this morning before I came live because it took a long time. I made affirmation matches. So each one of these matches has a little affirmation on it, and it's got a front and back row, and then I colored the little ends. And I can't pick that up right now because it's wet, but it's going to go inside the matchbook. Okay, so let's go. I put all my colors away because, yeah, Lord knows there's not enough room to handle all that crap on my desk. We did lumberjack plaid for the red. We did pumpkin for the orange. Bye, Blossom. And what time is it? Oh my gosh, it's 9:17 already. I'm not even paying attention to the clock. And we did mustard seed for the yellow. did Twisted Citron for the green. Salvage Patina for the blue. Wilted Violet for the purple. And then we can start all over again with our red. Don't even need to re-ink these. Orange and yellow. Okay. Set those aside and cut out the shadow. Yeah, so the matches were fun with the well, no, it wasn't a whole lot of fun actually stamping each one of those out. It took a long time, but cutting them was fun. And here's the shadow layer. We're going to do that in black. Really, really black. Okay, where did I put all the chunky parts? Thanks. That's why it's a special card, because whoever gets it is going to have each one of those affirmations they can tear off every day if they want to. Okay, so this is where I knew I needed my tweezers. Got way too much glue there. Might need to just glue my hand. I'll just tap it off on my hand instead. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the hand glue method, friends. It dries and I forget it's there, and I'm like, ew, what happened to my skin? Okay. So, and like I said, this is kind of an A9 size. And so you could tuck it into a journal if you wanted to, or just keep it as a card. You guys know me, I like to do crazy stuff for my craft roulette cards. It's almost never plain or lacking weirdness. And this is a little crooked, but I don't care. Okay, there's that. Someone messed up your craft room last night? Yeah, how rude. Okay, so here's our Celebrate. Let me just put these back so I don't lose them. What did I do with the bag they go in? Now I need to do How Could We Not? So I'm going to do that on black and heat emboss it on white. Let me just move some crap out of my way over here where you guys can't see it. Ish. Ish. Okay. Grab this. It's going to go here somewhere. Maybe down here. I don't know. matches. Where's my mini mist? Here it is. So all I did was I put a line of the scrapbook or the you know, yellow tape from, who's that company? Spellbinders. And then I just cut at a 1/4 inch on my slicey tool, you know, my the one with the razor blade, up to that line all the way down, because these each fit a 1/4 inch. Now they're not perfectly stamped on there, and I'm okay with that because neither would they be from a factory. Okay, we've got our black paper here. I'm gonna go with How Could We Not. Oh, friends, that coffee's kicking in. Let's grab my white. Uh-oh. Okay. I found a new home for my embossing powders, my Brutus Monroe embossing powders. Now I don't know where that home is. That sucks because they're my favorite for white. Where did I? Where, T? Come on, why wouldn't you just leave them where they were? Seriously, do not organize. Thinking. I'm still trying to think. Are they over here? They're like, they belong in the frequently used category. So they should be right where I should have kept them. Now, no idea. So I'm going to have to use another brand. I'm not happy about. Bruce Monroe is my favorite for embossing white on black. I don't see anywhere that I might have put them though. Lord. So what do you think? Wow or Ranger? I know I didn't put them in my embossing powder drawer because there's no room in there. Where are you guys? Where are you? Well, I'll have to be on an mission to find those because there's a gold one, there's a unicorn one, and there's the white one. I have a big bottle of the white. I'll just open up my big bottle. What the heck? And when I say big, I mean big. Let's grab a piece of paper. I'm gonna have to figure out where I put those and put them back where I can find them. Let's close my burping glue. All right, now we need anti-static powder. I just have certain favorites, and I love Wow embossing pad for this over the Versamark. Why? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. What I like about this is that it's the typewriter font, so it matches up with the fonts inside. Put you over there. Open this big behemoth bottle. Well, at least it'll be easier to pour back in the bottle. I don't have any of the Brutus Monroe silver. I keep meaning to get some, but the shipping's so expensive that, and I can't buy, you know, a large quantity of things, so I end up not buying it because it's just not a good value for me. Where did I put, there it is. Okay. I'm gonna have to figure out what I did with those smaller bottles. It just embosses just lovely. Okay. Let's put the, while I'm waiting for that to cool, let's put the stamp back. There's lots of different celebration ones in here, but I felt like this would be a good one for Pride. All done with these. Let's just get them out of the way. Get the tape off of there. Okay. Want to make sure that's cooled before you mess with it too much. And then I just take a little bit of water, take my microfiber cloth, put a little bit of water on there, and just rub on it, and it cleans off all that schmutz from the anti-static powder tool. Oh, you got some feisty bees. Woohoo, good. They got some personality. All right, I'll cut that out in a minute. Let's get back to work on this. Okay, that can come over. See, the white worked well. And it's okay if it's in a little bit because I need to cover that with something too. I'll figure that out in a minute. Let's get this glued down. I want to cover it before I put the staples in. There's just going to be a tiny bit of red there that I'm just trying to cover up. There we go. I'm a little on the crooked side. Let's don't be crooked. I'm not worried about the back. I couldn't care less. Okay. So we know this is 8 1/4. Now it looks to be about 1 inch, but I'm going to measure it. Okay, it's 1 inch and 1/8. So if I do 1 inch, we'll be good. So 1 inch, and I need something. Oh, I have an idea. An idea, friends. A big idea. That's not very, I don't think my punch did a very good job on that corner. See if I can get it better. Oh, okay, wait a sec. That's a 7mm. Let's make sure. Close enough. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some washi tape, a bunch of it, and I'm going to use glue with it because I want it to stay. That'll help reinforce this lip too. I'm going to come all the way up with the washi. Well, you just stuck right away, didn't you, you little stinker? To make it look like a striker, you'll see what I'm doing here in a moment. Need a knife. I want an egg taco. I had just some scrambled eggs. Mike made some potatoes, but they didn't really work out in my favor. I've come to the conclusion that I really enjoy vinegar on potatoes, so I've done really well with not salting my food, except yesterday I had a cheat day. We're allowed those. Okay, so then let's do another one here, and then I'll do a strip in the middle of maybe some reddish brown paper. That'll just add to the whimsy of the whole thing. I'm just going to hand trim this. Yeah, I'd never tried it before, but I was trying everything. I tried Mrs. Dash. I hated it. It just didn't, listen, it's not a bad seasoning. It just didn't have the flavor I was looking for. Let's cut a strip. Okay, I cut this off of something. Here we go. Nope, it's not gonna work. Where's the long part of that? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Let's cut about a 3/4 inch strip. That's 4 1/4. Well, not very straight, but it was 4 1/4 when it was straight. So let's straighten it out first and just cut it down to 4. And then we'll cut it down to 3 1/4. I think that's going to give me the width I need. Yep, for my striker. Yep, you can still get matchbooks. So this is what it's going to be so far. And striker, let's make the striker red. Da-da, da-da-da-da. Hope it all comes together. I don't know if this is all going to come together. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants, friend. Trying to get her done. Because this will be my 97th, so I really want to get to that 100 mark. If and I can. Let's do, I'm going to do barn door. A different red than what's on the rainbow. But the same red that's kind of on the matches. I know it should probably be browner if I'm being realistic, but I'm not. Since this is a fresh new one, it's not going to really have any marks in it. Yeah, I remember that too. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jana. Oh my gosh, it's happening. Old people is kicking in. All right. So I can trim off the excess there. Let's glue that down. Hopefully I didn't just set my beautiful front down on something to trash it. It's fine. Okay, scissors. And inside is fine. It can be, you know, this gray brown color. All right. So now the matches. And I did stagger them both ways. And find my stapler. They sell them in Walmart, I think. Over in the kitchen stuff. Start with one in the middle. We don't want it too high. Hopefully this thing is strong enough to staple through here, and it is. And we're going to do several just to be sure that nothing comes apart. And I might could trim this off. Make sure I'm folding it from this way. Might be a problem. Might be too big. Oh, come on. Get in there. I know you can fit. I know you can. Just have to train you. There we go. Okay, so where's my celebrate? Oh, friends, where did it go? Maybe I'm gonna go this way. And then let's trim down the how could we not. Or we could even go this way. Oops, I got that way crooked. That's okay. Cutting it off anyway. I feel like I'm probably going to have to spin this way. Probably should trim off this excess, but I know what's going to happen if I try to do that. I'm going to mess it up. So there's our matches. And I'll just bend it, that's all. That's why I wanted to do this with the cardboard and not, I'm just trying to decide how to put want to make sure that the keys show. Yeah, I think I like it like that. I like it like that. Thank you guys. Almost done here. So this, I mean, is also a pride card, and that's what I was meaning for it, but it's also just, a card of encouragement. So, it could be used for anyone. Okay, so kept it pretty simple. I need to auction it off. Right, because somebody that got this, I mean, too, and if you were thinking about how you were doing it, the little strips, if you got them nice and neat, they could be used, for another card. So they are on both sides. Each side has one, and there's 31 strips per a layer, and there's 2 layers. So there's 62 strips here of encouragement. And they're not, I tried to keep them as different as I could, but some of them are repetitive on the top and bottom. And so it's got the little gusset here, just like a matchbook. So I hope you guys like it. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. Please say you did not leave Desiree's live because that would make me sad, but I needed to do this morning because I've got other stuff to do today. So, did I make the matches perforated? I didn't, but I could. You could. You could. They'll just have to get torn off like a normal matchbook. I hope you guys like it. Ignore the back. That's pretty ugly. You could cover it if you wanted to. This is, had gone through the mail. So, and I was thinking about using the bag because the Pear Blossom breast bags are awesome to cover the back. And I might still do that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Thanks for coming. I'm going to go now because the coffee is kicked in and I need to kick it out. If that makes sense without saying too much. Without TMI. Yeah, she was live at 8 my time. So take care. Don't forget to do the YouTubey things. And I'll see you around the rooms. Bye.